Well, here we are. Thunder Gulch just crossed the finish line. And I just wonder what everybody was thinking. Well, here's what it says in this, where they say that it was fixed. There was a guy by the name of Nick Harris. He was a 25-year-old gambler, and he'd bet him and his dad had bet $8,000 on Afternoon Delight. That was the favorite that day. And to make a long story short, well, they lost. So he was mad. He was kind of curious what was going on. So he got the VHS off. They say in here that after the race that Gary Stevens, you couldn't get him. He just took off. And also Lucas, too. They both kind of disappeared after all that. So I don't know if that's the truth or not. But I do know that there's some strong allegations in here. Yeah, anyway, I'll tell you this much that I do know. This is really interesting. This would make one hell of a story. Anyway, Nick Harris was the gambler. He's 25 years old. He's working his way through school. And he wanted to know what went wrong with his horse, Afternoon Delight. So he kept watching the VHS over and over and over. And bingo. Supposedly he catches Gary Stevens passing Zapper off. And he kept watching over and over and over. I mean, he was watching and he was cussing. What were the odds, he said. And he said, it was on the TV. That's an F word. I don't want to use it on this. Not that I'm religious, but some people might be offended. Anyway, he actually caught it on the VHS. So I would imagine that you could get a VHS of that tape or a CD of the end of that race after Gary won and see if it's true, if it did look like he passed something up. This guy swears up and down that he did. Not only that, there's a lot of big names involved in this. I couldn't even believe how big the names were. Now, what I'm going to do tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to name all those names. And, by the way, a couple of the people had said that Nick was hallucinating. And this is well written. I'll tell you what, it'd make one hell of a movie. Somebody ought to get in touch with who wrote this. This is really, man, it'd make a hell of a movie. It's full of all kinds of interesting and exciting stuff. But then hell, I like horses anyway. Anyway, it goes on to say quite a bit. And Nick Harris kind of digs into it a little bit, and they go into why Gary was paying alimony at the time and needed money, and Lucas was in need of a win. Lucas always liked a win. He always had a lot of long shots. And then supposedly there was some coke in one of his horses or something like that. I don't remember it. But hell, if they caught everybody out there for what they did, there wouldn't be any horse racing. But anyway, as I told you before, now tomorrow we'll go through all the jockeys and what everybody said about that race. There's still a lot to it. And then we'll take this right up to Kentucky Derby Day when that big long shot comes in at the Derby. Hey, thanks a lot. Remember, look that up. You get a UHF tape of the Derby. I'm sure you can, or a CD, Thunder Gulch, and see what happened to that horse, and see if you can catch Gary Stevens going up, handing off the zapper, the buzzer. Okay, anyway, have a good day.